Welcome to Vlogmas Day 16. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a brand guidelines template. So it's always good to have all of your brand assets, your brand story, and all of that information stored in one space, not only for yourself for easy reference, but for sharing with team members when you're onboarding team members. If you're outsourcing anything, it's quick and easy access. And even for media and PR purposes, I recommend having this page set up. It's really easy. You set it up once, you just fill in the data, and then you can share the link out. Now, before Vlogmas began, I was selling a Canva brand guidelines template in my store. This is what it looked like. So it was 25 pages. All of the prompts were in there for you to fill in. And this was a paid product in my store. Now, I definitely intend to put it back in my store, but if you want access to this template and the Canva brand guidelines template, so the designed version, you can access that just by signing up to my newsletter. The link is in the description. Not only will you access this template, you'll access everything that I've shared this month so far. And it's been a lot. At this point, we've got a lot going on, but you'll have access to all of that. So I recommend signing up, adding it to your account, and then it's just there because I will be adding it to my store on January 1st. So let's go ahead and walk through the template and you can see why it might be valuable for you to have as well. So here at the top, we've just got a picture. This is a stock image. You would add a picture of yourself or your team. Then here on the right, you would add a small introduction. And here I've got a link to that brand guidelines template. So if you want to share this out, you could say access our brand guidelines here if you want to share that. I've also got a link to a media kit if you use a media kit or you have one set up. Now, as you can see, I quickly set mine up with mediakits.com. I need to fix the E on my name. Obviously, it doesn't understand it. But here you can set up one really quickly and it will pull in your data from your social media accounts here. And so you can use that. If you don't have a media kit already, I recommend signing up for this. It gives you something in the meantime. I'll include a link to this in the description as well. Then if we come back into our template, I've broken it down into brand strategy and then brand design. So if we start with brand strategy, you can just click these toggles and you're just going to fill in the prompts. So we've got our brand mission, a business overview. So what do you do? Who do you serve? Why does it matter? How do you do it? Guiding principles and how do you implement them, your brand statement, and again, there's a prompt in there, brand promises. So what is your core belief? What is your brand promise? And what is the proof point? So how are you implementing that again? Your brand personality. So here I've got a prompt. Our goal is to provide what kind of experience and what do you want your clients to feel each time they interact with you? And you can write down your brand adjectives here. I've also included a brand personality assessment just based off of common ones. So we've got just main traits here. So you'd put your score and it's just going to give you a visual there. Then we have the big five. So you could score yourself. I've just put some sample data in. You can just change that out here. And as you'll see, it will adjust and you can add a description here as well. And then we have brand personality framework as well. So you can use that to help guide you. Then we have brand story. Now I've included a prompt here, but this is not my prompt. This is from Donald Miller's book, Building a Story Brand. I found this to be a really popular framework, so I wanted to include that in there for you. But again, it's not my framework. It's all credit goes to Donald Miller. Then we have a give back strategy. So a lot of times we want to create strategic partners that align with our mission and allow us to give back. Now, not everyone is in a position to give back right now, but here is a great place to store ideas on how you might want to implement that in the future, and it will give you something to aim for. Then we can move on to brand design, and I've included some resources in each section. So we start with logos and logo variations. You'll see here I've included some options for you there and tips for creating your own logo. Then we have a page for logo guidelines. So if we open this up, you'll see here you've got all of your guidelines here. You can fill that in and then you can upload your logo variation, and your logo submark, or this can be your browser icon or favicon. Then we have typography. So again, if we click in, you can find some font inspiration here, some font pairing tips as well. And then we've got your header font, and you just put in your family, the style, the size, the spacing. Same for your paragraph font. And then create your own color palette. I've included step-by-step instructions for you. and then you can just add them in here. So what I've done, if I hit add and edit, you'll see I've got the color name, the use case, the hex code, CYMK, RGB, and then I've just uploaded a screenshot of the color image. And if you don't know how to get the color image, I'll share a link to the eyedropper tool that I use. You just hover over the color and it will give you all of this information. And then you can upload it. This is just a gallery view. So if we come over here, you'll see the layout is gallery. And then under properties, I have chosen to show all of these steps. And you can click the eye off if you want to hide anything. Then we have image style and photography. So again, some helpful resources on where to source images, the pros and cons of each. Then a section on understanding copyright. And here you can just put in your image style, the source, a sample, and a source URL if you're getting them from a set place. This might be an internal photo shoot as well. And you'll see here I've done the same. I've just shown a gallery view so we can get a visual for the overall style. Then we have a brand asset library. So here we just type in our assets. This would be our logo, our mood board, our color palettes, anything like that. Testimonials and things can go in here as well. You've got your use case, a link to anything in Google Drive, any attachments you can add here, notes, and then you can change the status to inactive, review, active, or archived. And to change any of these labels, just hit edit property. And you can come in here and you can change the label, change the color, delete, or click the plus to add new ones. Then we have press. So again, you can just click here and link this to your media kit if you have one. And this is a press database. So you would add the date, the media appearance, a description, what event type it was. So I've given some options here to add a new one. Just start typing and you can add a new one. Select the publish date, the organizer, the URL, and the attachment. And if you want to add more information, you can open this up and you can add the information in here. And then finally, we have social proof so that you can share this out on social media. So you would just add the date, the person's name, a description, upload the media, or link to the URL, and that can be stored in there. And here we have just a different view of that. It's a gallery view. We don't have an image here, but if you had uploaded one, it would be showing. And so that's an overall look at your brand guidelines template. As you see, it's pretty extensive. Once you fill it in, it's a really good source for you. Now, there are a few backend databases that run this. If you have been with me through any other video in Vlogmas, these are linked view databases. So if we click on this and we show a database title, you'll see there's a little arrow. This means it is a linked view of the original database. So it's not the original. All of the originals are stored here in the back end. To add them any place, we just do a / start typing linked view of database, and we can pull that in. So if I click on social proof now, I can pull in any of these databases. And what's great about this is if I accidentally delete it or I change the views, it's not going to affect the original here. So we have a brand color palette database, image style, brand assets, press, and social proof. And what's great is once you have access to these databases, you can add linked views anywhere in your Notion account. Now, coming back up to the top, the final thing I want to show you is your Canva brand guidelines template. So if we go on into Canva, once you click on the link, you will be asked if you want to duplicate it into your account. That will add it to your account. It will look like this. And as you see, you've got a number of pages. They're all labeled. And if we just click in, all you have to do to change any element is you can search for a photo or you can upload a photo. If I just search for one now, if I go to elements and I type in team, you'll see here I've got some photos. And all I need to do is just click the one I want and drag it over. And I can click in here and I can play around with it if I want. And you would just do the same with this one. To change the text, just click in. Here you can change the text. You can change the size, the color by just coming in here. And again, if you're using that eyedropper tool, you can use it on this too. There's one embedded, but you can paste in your hex code. There's some effects. And if you're sharing it, you can do animation too. So you would just come in here, change all that. It's pretty intuitive. It's just a case of going through, and again, you would just come in here and you would customize this. And what's great is if you change the font in one space, so say you change it to Inter, it will ask if you want to change the whole document to Inter. So you don't have to go through and fixate on every single thing. It's going to do that automatically. The same is true for colors. So if we come in here and we say we don't want this cream color, I want it to be black, you'll see here you can change all of that to black. And so it's really easy to customize and make your own. Like I said, I've included access to all of that until the end of December. It will be in my store January 1st, so make sure to sign up to my newsletter and grab it now. And if you're enjoying Vlogmas, let me know in the comment section. I've really tried to pack it full and give away as much as I can. So I'd love to know if it's valuable for you or if there's anything you want me to include. We've still got some time left. Make sure to subscribe, click the bell icon, all that promotional stuff I'm supposed to say. And I'll see you again tomorrow with another video.